What's up guys, welcome back to my first ever video on YouTube here, and it's an SCP video. I'm gonna do SCP reactions. I'm gonna react to different SCP creators. If I can't, I might go on the wiki and read some SCPs as well. I'm not too sure, but yeah, today's SCP is SCP-084, the Static Tower. Now this is gonna be an interesting SCP. Let me stop my babbling, so I'm just gonna go forever. Let's just get into it. And also sorry guys, I got a cold. So if I start like sniffing or like rubbing my eyes because of the water. And also the last thing I want to say before we start, if you hear fireworks in the background, it's like bonfire night. You gotta expect that here in the UK. So yeah. Anyway, stop my babbling. You guys just want to hear how to watch the video. I'm gonna just do that now.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Hello.
My name is Dr. Miller.
Hello, Dr.
And
Miller.
the SCP we're going to be looking at today is SCP-084. Object Class, Euclid.
Okay.
Special Containment Procedures.
Here we go.
SCP-084 is currently under a full non-interaction order until the full extent of the emission waves has been evaluated. For detailed documentation on general FNI orders, see Document XRG 1182. For detailed documentation on FNI orders in relation to SCP-084, see Document XRG 1208-A.
Okay.
A continuous surveillance watch is to be maintained around the active area of SCP-084 with the primary objective of civilian misdirection and external surveillance. With no major roads, trails, or other travel routes nearby, any civilians encountered approaching SCP-084 are to be deemed suspect and detained for evaluation. Under no circumstances are any Foundation or civilian personnel allowed into the active area of SCP-084, except with express vocal and written permission of no fewer than 2 members of O5 Command. Sentries are to maintain their posted position with line-of-sight contact checks on fellow sentries, in conjunction with compass and landmark checking. All reference points should be well outside the active area of SCP-084. Should any sentry fail to report in via vocal roll call, full recall orders will be...
Okay, so far they got all these procedures just for like this radio tower. I guess we'll find out what he does in a minute or something. Well, let's just carry on. I'm just confused why they've got so many containment procedures for them.
Will be issued to all sentries, and containment will be re-evaluated by special response teams. In the event of active area fluctuation, full recall orders are to be assumed by all active sentries, followed by appropriate action. No form of radio, GPS, television, cell phone, video camera, still picture camera, or any other recording or electronic media devices are permitted within 100 meters of the active area around SCP-084. Civilians found with such devices within this area are to have said devices confiscated and destroyed immediately. Any recordings collected.
Oh.
Description.
Here we go.
SCP-084 appears to be a large radio tower positioned in the center of a large open field with 2 small outbuildings. Direct observation and sample collection from SCP-084 is impossible due to the effect that is emitted around or from SCP-084. SCP-084 appears to emit a form of wave or radiation that has a detrimental effect on local space-time or reality. The most pronounced aspect of this is the alteration of local space-time within the active area of SCP-084.
Are you taking the
Hey, I think someone has been...
4. Externally, the active area forms a rough dome shape of 200 meters in diameter. SCP-084 appears inside this area at random points.
I will get that blocker, but what's the point? I ain't spending money for it.
Appearing to jump at random times, sometimes even appearing in multiple locations at once inside the active area. Internally, the space appears to be unlimited, with SCP-084 at the center. SCP-084 is impossible to reach due to the emitted effect. Attempts to approach SCP-84 within the active area have returned the observation that SCP-84 retains its relative position on the horizon, even after 3 months and 12 days of dedicated, direct travel both by vehicle and on foot. Termination tests have proved impossible, as no means of destruction are capable of physically reaching SCP-84, even when entered from outside the active area. Local space will also distort periodically. This will cause relative distances to randomly extend or contract in a flicker, causing buildings or objects to suddenly jump thousands of meters away or rush up to other points, sometimes even causing overlaps.
Alright.
These overlaps have a markedly detrimental effect on living tissue. The town of is assumed to have been
Of course it's
situated in
redacted.
or around the original manifestation of the active area. This town is no longer observable from outside the active area, appearing only once inside the active area. Has maintained the same
Damn, they
population,
redacted a lot of stuff here, aren't they,
343
guys?
humans, for the
Freaking
duration of its encapsulation. Births appear to be impossible, along with normal aging patterns. And/or homicide appears to be circumvented by the area of effect, with dead subjects flickering and appearing alive and unharmed several seconds after death. There are
Interesting.
also reports of events rewinding, causing things like mortal wounds to visibly freeze and close. Subjects appear to exhibit many events of inconsistent spacetime, as do most structures. For detailed observations, see log 84A4.
Oh, there's a man.
Electronic devices and recording equipment do not function correctly in or around the active area. Subjects report bizarre or unsettling transmissions from video and audio recording and playback devices. This acts to totally isolate from the outside world, precluding any
Hold
need
on.
for Foundation enacted containment. It also appears impossible to leave the active area after a random period of time. One subject found on the grass plain, see log 84A4, reported he had been traveling for 6 years. He was found approximately 400 meters from city limits.
Interesting.
Log 84A4. Record of observed anomalous events relating to SCP-84. Detailed observation made of the grass plain, making up the majority of the active area. The plain appears to be made of one 10-meter by 10-meter section of grass repeated endlessly to make up the plain. Sections appear to be randomly rotated as they are formed, causing sections of grass and small ground variations to line up incorrectly. Few non-human organisms appear to exist within the active area. Those outside the active area avoid it and appear to vanish shortly after entering. Animals observed inside the active area appear normal but behave strangely. Shuddering movements, sudden shivering, repetitive loops, and other abnormal actions
Okay,
appear
that
to
is
indicate
strange.
these may not be actual
There
animals.
might be
Animals appear to
infected from
flicker and vanish after
the
3
tower.
to
That's
4
what I'm
hours.
thinking. It's gonna. What's
Vocal
happening? I don't
communication
know.
is difficult
Maybe
within the active
it'll-
area.
Yeah.
Vocal communication appears normal within 5 meters of the speaking subject, with reports of a slightly muffled quality reported commonly.
Oh,
Outside of
murders.
5 meters, subjects appear to be speaking from a great distance with a great deal of echoing. Reports of speech being heard several seconds after the subject has stopped speaking, and speech occurring with no subject speaking are also not uncommon. Detailed observation of the radio tower is impossible due to the inability to physically reach it, and the effect of the broadcast on most observational equipment. Basic telescope or binocular systems show the tower to be hazy and static fogged, while more advanced equipment is subject to the anomalous broadcast effect.
Oh, that is
Weather patterns, as well as basic day-night
Weird.
cycles, appear to be totally random. Overhead sky will randomly cycle between day, night, clear, and other weather patterns. Relative sun and cloud position appear random as well, with frequent flickering and blurring between different states. Physical alteration or damage to anything within the active area is impossible. Actions such as digging, demolition, and new constructions will suddenly blur and be reset to their previous unaltered state at random points. Subjects inside a reset structure, such as inside a hole, will become instantly
Well, it's towards
trapped
the end of the video,
and
guys.
fused. Humans in the active area around SCP-84 exhibit some of the more striking and easily observed reality distortion effects.
guys.
These include sudden blurring of limbs or head, appearing to suddenly gyrate at violently high speeds for several seconds before ending.
Are you actually
Hello, Honor
taking the...
Achievers. This is a fun one. If you're new here, my name is Noah. I've been making YouTube.
No one cares.
Subjects experience no pain and are often unaware of this phenomenon. Looping, typically manifested as the repeating of 8 to 20 seconds of time. Subjects will go through an action, for example, exiting a doorway, picking up an article of clothing, then suddenly freeze and flicker, then return to the original starting position of the loop, and repeat the action, even if this involves a sudden teleportation of significant distance. Rarely subjects appear to become caught in a permanent loop. Observation and interrogation of subjects show that basic human needs, such as food, water and sleep, are no longer required after prolonged exposure to the active area. Some subjects report not having eaten or drank for, they believe, 5 years. One
Wow.
elderly subject also reports having made 2,110 unsuccessful attempts.
Oh god.
Subjects will sometimes be able to pass through solid matter without incident.
Yeah, where they get
These
into
periods
bathrooms.
appear to last for random periods of time and begin and end without warning. Subjects inside solid matter when the period ends will become trapped or fused until the period resumes. One subject reports being trapped below the waist in a wall for 2 years.
Oh dang.
Extreme
Sucks to be them.
psychological distress is observed after long-term exposure. The transmission barrier, which is compromised over long-term exposure. Subjects in advanced reception states typically reset after several months. Recorded transmissions show a slight cycles overall. Attempting to catalog and record these broadcasts has therefore been remanded to autonomous systems to preclude any additional loss of Foundation personnel. End log. Okay, I think that about does it for today. Thank you for listening.
Really?
Indeed you still are, and you're all dismissed. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Well, that was interesting to say the least. That was very interesting. I don't know what to say at this point. I guess thank you for watching this, my very first video on YouTube. Remember, you know what? Why am I not subscribed to this guy? There we go. Subscribe to Volgun, subscribe to me, and keep an eye out on my channel for other new SCP videos. And I'll see you guys later. Take care. Goodbye.